Well, hello, fam. Welcome to Be Still and Build. This is a mini series. I don't know what kind of series you would call it. I just have been thinking about doing this for such a long time. What I'm planning on doing is focusing this on YouTube primarily. So you can find it over there. It'll be under Rika Elena Creates. Same name as this Instagram or Facebook. So what I have been going through, I would say maybe the past 2 years, is a journey of learning to trust in God. And it has not proven to be an easy thing. And that's a big reason why, like, at a certain point of my life, after growing up in ministry and seeing a lot of what goes on at church, I at one point kind of lost faith, and I kind of moved away from it because all my brain could do was try and piece together, like, what does this mean? What does it mean to have faith? What does it mean to walk by faith and not by sight? And took philosophy classes and psychology classes and learned so much that I hadn't learned about the creation and what does the Bible say about philosophy and psychology, and it was blowing my mind. And so it's interesting because a lot of people were afraid of me going away to college, like especially my grandfather, who was believed in God so strongly. And one of the statistics was, and still is, that if you go away to a Christian or non-Christian college, but even Christian colleges, this can happen too, people lose their faith in that age group because they've already been questioning, and so now it's just an easier way for them to get away from the faith. It actually pulled me closer because I started to see, like, God's love in what I was learning, and how he's actually involved in everything, and how he's created everything, and how we can't get away from him. And so all that to say, I had to learn, especially in the past 2 years, how everything revolves around God. Like, everything stands on him, And so the Lord started to reveal himself to me in different ways. If you know me personally, you know what that means. The Lord speaks to me in very specific ways, and kind of like just different, and ways that even I had a hard time accepting, because again, like I said, I'm a very critical thinker and sometimes a little bit too logical. In that same week, God would show up exactly how he either showed me or something that I heard him say. And I'm just talking about, like, whether he spoke to me in a dream or I heard him audibly. I would doubt. I would say, I didn't hear that. There's no way. And then I would go about my life. And then, I'm not even kidding you, like, the same week, God would show up exactly how he said he would, or the dream would come to pass, and I'd end up on the floor, on my face in my room. Because of that, I am on this path right now of leaning on God and listening to him and learning from him and trusting that his ways are better. And so sometimes that means being obedient So like, practically, what does this mean for you that's listening? Sometimes God calls us to be obedient to him, even in moments that it doesn't make sense, and even when it looks completely opposite physically than what he's saying is going to happen. And trust me, I know that that's a hard thing to ask for, but sometimes that's a requirement. But I also see a completely different version of myself, and my relationship with the Lord has definitely gotten a lot stronger because of it. And we may not fully be there. It may not fully be complete, but if there's one thing that I cherish so much is my relationship with God, and I'm seeing how that's flourishing. Main points in this is continue being obedient to God, even when you don't understand fully, because he will show up.